Let go of what you can't control. It sounds simple, but how many of us struggle with this every day? We spend so much of our lives trying to manage every outcome, trying to control how things will unfold. But when we cling to control, we actually create more suffering for ourselves. Think about it. How much time have you spent worrying about things that never happened? How much energy have you wasted stressing about what someone else thinks or does? The truth is, most of the things that stress us out are things we can't control. We can't control the past, it's done. We can't predict the future, it's unknown. We can't control other people's thoughts, their actions, or their choices. But what we can control is our response, our attitude, our mindset. That's where the real power lies. In Think Like a Monk, Jay Shetty talks about the importance of recognizing this truth. We often focus on the wrong things, the things that are outside of our control. And when we do that, we give away our peace. We give away our energy to things that don't serve us. It's like trying to swim against the current. You exhaust yourself without getting anywhere. So how do we shift our focus? How do we stop wasting energy on what we can't control and start channeling it into what we can? The first step is awareness. Becoming aware of when we're holding on too tightly, when we're trying to control the uncontrollable. Ask yourself, is this something I have power over? Can I influence this situation, or am I trying to force an outcome? When we become aware, we start to see how much of our stress is self-created. We're often trying to control life rather than flowing with it. We're resisting instead of accepting. Think about the last time you were really frustrated. Maybe it was because of something someone else did or didn't do. Maybe it was because things didn't go the way you planned. But in that moment, what were you really trying to control? Were you trying to control someone else's behavior? Were you trying to control an outcome that was never guaranteed? Now imagine how different it would feel to just let go, to release that need to control and instead accept what is. To shift your focus away from what others do and instead focus on what you can do. That's where our true power lies, in our response. When we stop trying to control everything around us, we make space for peace. We stop wasting energy on things we can't change, and we start focusing on what we can. What we can control is our own thoughts, our own actions, our own decisions. In Think Like a Monk, Jay Shetty shares a story about a monk who lived by the principle of accepting life as it is, not as we want it to be. When the world around him became chaotic, he didn't resist it. Instead, he focused on his own internal peace. He didn't try to control the storm outside, he found calm within. That's what we can learn to do. Instead of trying to change everything around us, we can change ourselves. Instead of trying to control the external, we can master the internal. When we learn to let go of control, something amazing happens. We find freedom. We free ourselves from the endless cycle of worry, anxiety, and frustration. It's not that life suddenly becomes perfect or easy. It won't. But we change the way we experience life. We stop fighting against the current and we learn to flow with it. And when we flow with life, we open ourselves up to opportunities. We start to trust the process even when we don't know exactly where it's leading. We stop holding on so tightly to outcomes and we begin to accept that what's meant for us will come. Trusting life doesn't mean being passive or giving up. It means letting go of the need to control every little detail. It means doing what you can and then surrendering the rest. When we cling to control, we create expectations. We expect things to go a certain way, and when they don't, we feel disappointed. But when we let go of those expectations, we find peace in whatever happens. We begin to understand that everything is happening for us, not to us. Each experience is a lesson, a part of our growth. The next time you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If it is, focus on the action you can take. But if it isn't, let go. Release the need to manage every outcome. Focus on what's within your power. When you let go of control, you create space. Space for new possibilities. Space for unexpected opportunities. Space for growth. So how do we start practicing this? It begins with mindfulness. Each day, pay attention to where your mind goes. Notice when you start to feel anxious or stressed and ask yourself, what am I trying to control? And then make a conscious decision to let it go. You won't master this overnight. It's a daily practice, a shift in mindset that takes time. But little by little, as you start to let go of the things you can't control, you'll notice a shift. You'll feel lighter, more at peace, more in tune with the flow of life. And remember, letting go of control doesn't mean letting go of responsibility. You still have a role to play in your life. You still need to take action, make decisions, and move forward. But now, you're doing it from a place of calm, not fear. You're no longer driven by the need to control every outcome, but by the desire to live fully in the present moment. To do your best and then release the rest. This is the essence of living like a monk. It's not about detaching from the world, but about approaching it with a different mindset. It's about letting go of what you can't control and focusing on what you can. And in doing so, you find freedom. You find peace. So today, take a moment to reflect. What are you holding on to that you can't control? What's causing you stress or anxiety that's beyond your power? And how would it feel to let it go? Take a deep breath, release the tension, and remind yourself you don't have to control everything. Focus on your own thoughts, actions, and mindset. Let go of the rest and let life flow. Now take these teachings and try applying them in your life. If you want more guidance on how to think like a monk, don't forget to like and subscribe to Mind of a Monk. Let's keep growing together.